Welcome back to Cardiff's International Arena and coverage of the 2000 World Pool Championships. And so to the final then, Paez against Chao for the title of World Pool Champion 2000. We join this match in the 15th rack.
Fong-Pang Chao is on the verge of his second World Championship. That is the score, 13-1. He needs 4 games.
Rack 15, Fong-Pang Chao to break, leading by 13 racks.
Steve, we've had a great week here, especially for you.
Well, I've enjoyed myself, but I think the people of Cardiff that have come along to support 9-ball pool and get interested in this game have had a fantastic week as well. There's been some marvellous matches.
You know, you play twice a year. You play in the World Championship and so you play in the Moscone Cup. Will you be playing any more 9-ball in the future, Steve?
Yes, I have. Well, I think I play 5 tournaments a year. We have some other tournaments, and actually I did win a tournament up in Scotland, the St Andrews Cup champion. Unfortunately, there wasn't many great players. I played a Polish guy in the final.
Beat you?
No, the other gentleman. But it wasn't a very strong field. A few snooker players in that, but good fun.
Paez attempts a safety, but he leaves an open shot at the 1. Chao has a choice here of playing a safety right back or trying to cut the 1 in the upper left corner.
I think if I was Fong-Pang Chao now, I wouldn't take too many risks. It looks like Ismael Paez is deciding to take most great shot there from Chao. It'll be a little bit unfortunate. And that was a risk with that shot. No guarantee to get on that 2. I say the risks, I think, are being taken by Paez, and I think it would be very easy now for Fong-Pang Chao just to let Paez hang himself.
It's going to be real tough for him to hit this ball. I think he's got to go to the side rail and use some reverse English. Like go this way, but hold the cue ball so it comes back that way. He'd be real lucky to make this ball. He'd be doing well to hit it. Boy, he made a good hit.
Paez has a slight angle here to be able to pot the blue 2 off the rail at the bottom there, and he's playing with backspin though. Needing to get away from the cushion was the reason why he played that with backspin and not running side top. And now playing the 3-ball out into the middle of the table.
You get the feeling right now he's liable to miss anything. Not much bounce in his step anymore. Perhaps if he could run 3 or 4 racks, he might wake up. Sits up on the table. Steve, regardless how this final match comes out, overall, I would say this is the best pool ever on TV this week. Great matches we've had here.
Well, I'm sure over the years there's been some great pool matches, but this is the biggest tournament that's ever been in 9-ball pool. And I think the players have risen to the challenge to produce the best.
Steve, if this was a snooker match and you were going to 17 and you were ahead 13-2, is there any possibility anybody could come back from that kind of deficit?
No, not between 2 players that have reached the final that should be playing on an equal footing. Different at 9-ball pool though, and even though 11 racks, giving a player of Fong-Pang Chao's ability and tactical knowledge, 11 racks start is a very, very unlikely scenario. Because of the break-off and the fact you can run a lot of breaks. As we know, Earl Strickland ran 10 racks and won $1 million. Because of the break-off, you can possibly win that many frames. But unfortunately, the break-off's got to be a good one. You must not, at any cost, lose the white ball.
He really tried to hit him hard there. And he actually made a good break, except he lost the cue ball. Chao has ball in hand.
Such a cruel game. If you make a foul stroke at snooker, you get 4 points given to your opponent's score, with no necessary chance for your opponent to clear the table. You make a foul stroke at 9-ball pool, you sacrifice the frame.
The position on the 2 may have been the toughest shot in this rack for Chao. These balls are all sitting up pretty good. He'll shoot the 3 in the corner, probably roll down off the end rail. No, he's draw. He likes to draw the ball. He's got a great draw stroke. Draw off the side rail, back out to the middle of the table.
Another draw stroke coming up now to try and get just in the top half of the table, but in the center of the table as well. Probably level with the brown 7.
Anywhere down in here is good.
May go twice across, but risks cannoning into the 9 then.
There it is. Almost the middle of that X. Shoot the 6 in the corner. Just let the cue ball drift slowly up the table. Maybe a foot, foot and a half. That's it.
Left himself a bit straight on that, and he didn't want to be straight. A little shake of the head there, tap of the chalk on the table. So now he's given himself a problem of getting to the 8 in such a way to make the 9-ball very easy for positional play.
He's got a nice angle here. He has to bring this ball off the side rail all the way back near the corner pocket where he's lined up from. Nicely done. It's going to get there. Little bit short, but he's close enough that he should have no trouble with this 9. Chao converts the 9-ball, 14-2 lead, 3 racks away from the Victor Chandler World Championship. We started out with 96 of the greatest players in the world from 29 countries. There'll be 1 left after this match.
Number of players still around the room, still staying on to watch. We've seen Ralph Souquet there, watching every shot. Many of the players still around, enjoying the atmosphere, fascinated by this tournament.
Ralph Souquet, right in the middle up there.
Fabio.
Fabio Pedroni up there.
All of them, I'm sure, wondering that they could have probably done a better job in the final than Paez is.
Probably push out over in here somewhere. Now he's going down this way. Kind of split the difference.
Leaving some awkward bridging for Paez.
Chao is in fine form. He's not giving anything away now.
3-ball is in quite a difficult position. And of course the 3-ball and the 9-ball close together. Possibilities for some action there with a 9-ball. But this safety play, safety exchange has got to be resolved between Fong-Pang Chao, Paez. Chance
Well, he's
for,
banking at the 6.
Wow.
He made it.
I think he's on the 4. Oh, he's past the 4 for the 2. Now, he's just lined up to see whether he can disturb the 3 and 9 from the 2. Coming over to here to see if he can play the 3 onto the 5, which looks doubtful.
There's a potential billiard from the 3 to the 5 as well. I think he'd like to use a lot of inside English, low inside English, come off the 2 and go down and break those balls up. Run into the 3 ball. That's what he's trying to. Now he's playing a combination.
He wasn't happy with that. I think he needed to be further down the table towards
Our
us.
official, Michaela Tabb, needs to take a good look at this. Very uncertain whether he can hit the 3 first here.
He doesn't actually have to hit the 3 first. If he gets a simultaneous strike on these 2 balls, that is considered to be okay. But of course, he's not even playing that, is he?
Playing the billiard off the edge of the 3 into the 5.
Maybe able to line up the 3 and 9 as well.
Nicely done. Barry Hearn, our promoter, the head of Matchroom Sport.
A very interested viewer, and has done as much for anybody in this country to bring 9-ball to these shores. Perhaps saw the potential of the game from a worldwide aspect sooner than others, and for the last 4 or 5 years has been instrumental in putting on the Moscone Cup along with Sky, and what a great, exciting tournament that has turned out to be.
Already 2 of the most important events in pool attributed to this gentleman, our World Championship and the Moscone Cup. He's got a bad spot here on this 4 ball.
Playing
like
a safety behind the 9.
Wants to put the cue ball behind the 9 here. Send the 4 to the end rail. Not a perfect cue ball, but as you can see, a lot of distance and no open pocket.
I think Paez will just get straight down and play a double.
Try to bank the 4 ball in the lower right corner here. Might go. Did go. A shell-shocked Ismael Paez trying to salvage whatever he can.
Not ideal position either. He's going to have to run through a little bit with this 8, but he should be able to keep on the 9. Oh, that's okay. Hanging on by his fingertips. Paez needs to get his break up, get going on the break off, string a few racks together.
Quite a display in this final match by Fong-Pang Chao. He has shown why he is deserving of being called the World Champion 2000.
He's shown he's a class horse. He had a very, very tough battle against Corey Jewell, 11-9.
Corey tried to come back in that match.
Chao had a marvellous battle against Oliver Altman, 11-9 as well.
Back 20, Fong-Pang Chao
And he
to
only
break,
just got
leading
past
by
the line
16
against
racks to 3.
Radislav Babika from Poland, 9-7 in the last 64 stage. So it's not all been plain sailing for Fong-Pang Chao, but in general, he's stuck to his job. And when he's mattered, he's produced the goods. So, Paez, will he go safe? I don't think so. I think he might as well cut this in. No, he's playing a safety shot. Be a strange time to play safe now.
He's still trying. He wanted to get behind the 7 ball, failed to accomplish that. Seems like about the 15th time this match where he tried to play safe and didn't hide the cue ball. Now Chao can play safe right back, come off the edge of the 1 and bring the cue ball down the table and hide it down here by the corner pocket. He's been much more successful at these shots. Paez once again will try to hide the cue ball behind the 4. A little better this time. It feels like just a matter of time now, though. Paez would have to win 14 racks in a row.
Fong-Pang Chao with his jump cue, a cue that must be at least 40 inches long to qualify as a legal implement. And with these little jump cues, it's amazing. They're pretty light in weight. You can jump the ball, but you don't get too much power with the shot at the same time. Keep the white ball on the table by the time it hits the 1.
Off the table. He made the 1, lost the cue ball. Paez will have ball in hand and a chance to grab his 4th victory.
Well, he potted the 1 though. Look at it, he potted the 1. How accurate is that?
It sounded like a bomb going off when it hit the floor. Well, a bomb's gone off in front of Mauro Paez.
Problem for Paez is he knows he's going to end up losing, so this is prolonging the agony, strangely enough. But of course he's got to be professional and knock these balls in. But part of him probably thinks, well, if I just missed one, perhaps I could get my hands on the check quicker.
He's a pro. He's going to keep trying.
Stranger things have happened, of course.
Well, stranger things than this have not happened in pool. There's never been a comeback from a spot like this. And I don't think there's going to be one today either.
He has his chalk in his hand as he's walking around the table there. Had his chalk in his bridge. Let's put it on the table now. 16-4. What would be respectable? 16-8?
16-8. That would be respectable. The crowd still supporting Paez. They like this guy. He's a real likable fella. Very personable. Talks to people, visits with them, helps them with shots in the pool festival going on in this arena.
Being showing the crowd some of amazing trick shots out on the practice tables, and apparently some of those shots defied belief. He's going to need a few now. Let's see if he can do a decent break now, string a couple of racks together,
21.
get a bit of pride back in his game, and show this crowd what he can do.
This is the same break that's been unsuccessful. He hit a little bit lower on the 1 ball there to make sure he didn't scratch. Unfortunately, he's hidden by the 4 ball. He does not have an open shot at the 1.
And a tricky shot to jump as well. Too much distance between the white and the 4. He's going to have to swerve this, I would imagine. A swerve shot that is more or less destined to go wrong, because even if he got the swerve perfectly, the white ball would then follow through, and with the side spin that would be on the white ball, would then follow through into the pocket. So you may even see a push out here, possibly down into the opposite side pocket, down by where he's just put his finger there.
Right in here is where Steve Davis says he may push out.
Thanks, Jay, just in case he gets it wrong, and it's me that's made the decision. How close am I going to be to that cross? Absolutely no.
You're touching the cross. So if you want to be a pool player, you need a good coach, call Steve Davis.
Available for weddings, bar mitzvahs, and general court appearances. Have you had an accident in the last 24 hours? Then contact me.
Not sure if he can bank. This is a tough ball to bank when it's frozen. Better off playing safe here, just like that. He'd like to get past the 2. He didn't want to hit the 2 ball. Paez has a severe cut shot across the top rail on the 1 ball.
Straight up and down the table, no problem for the 2.
He made it.
Bit short of pace though on the 1. He didn't really strike that firmly enough. And so now he's left slightly more difficult 2 than would normally be.
Up in the end with the 2 ball. Not badly done.
Now he strikes the ball well. That was the best strike of the match for him.
I'm surprised he can even take his arm back right now. Now he's in good shape to complete this rack and bring himself 11 in arrears. He'll get these, Steve.
I think perhaps the best shape he's going to be in is at the duty free at the airport. A few presents for the family back home.
Paez takes rack number 21 and trails 5-16. A very comfortable Fong-Pang Chao needs 1 game to be the world pool champion.
The cold-faced. What was his name? What was his nickname? The cold-faced
The
killer.
cold-faced killer. Sid came up with that one.
Been a few other names through the week. Oliver Altman had a few for him earlier in the week.
The machine.
No, it wasn't exactly that. But
Rack 22, Ismael Paez to break.
yeah, all of a sudden there's a bit of action there. Paez, he needs to get going.
Nice break there, his best break of the match. Beautiful break. I'll tell you what, if he broke like this every game, he'd have a chance.
Doesn't want the 2 to go in. That's why he's played it very slowly. Bit of excitement now for the crowd. They haven't had much to cheer about. They'd love Paez to get back into this. It's unthinkable in many ways that he will do. All of a sudden he's just eased up, relaxed, and started to play the pool that we know he can play.
No pressure now, he's been blown out.
Oh,
Missed that ball.
our survey said, and here we have the chance for Fong-Pang Chao to play a deep screw back with left-hand side. He's mentally preparing himself for that. Deep screw, drawing the ball back with left-hand spin, up the table for the 6.
All the way back here for the 6th ball.
It looks a genuine chance for the World Championship victory. Ooh.
Doesn't mean much yet, but boy, that could come back to haunt him sometime later. A golden opportunity passed on. We've seen amazing comebacks in this tournament, but none so great as this one would be. This is good. Should have been over. This crowd is going crazy. They're hoping for a miracle. I wouldn't even contemplate this one, Steve, unless Paez got to 10.
Well, he scratched there. He couldn't draw the ball back past the 8. He had to go across the table. Perhaps caught the ball too well. Instead of hitting just before the pocket, it went in off.
I believe the right shot there
Rack
was to go
23,
forward 3
Ismael
rails.
Paez to break.
It would have been easier. One
Yep.
ball down. He's got to look at the 1. The 2 is down here next to the 9. Not an easy setup here. Even if he makes the 1, he's got a very long, difficult 2 ball. And the 3 is not in good position either. Bridging out of the mouth of the pocket.
Sneaks in there. 2 up the table, off the top cushion and back towards the 3.
Look out, he may go behind the 4 ball. This has been his problem all through the match, lack of cue ball control. And this might be the one that beats him right here.
Foul.
Six balls away from victory. Fong-Pang Chao. He's filing his tip a little bit, roughing it up so it'll take the chalk. He does not want to miss cue now. These 6 balls are all that stands between Fong-Pang Chao and victory and the World Championship. 3 to 4 is easy. 4 to 5, a little bit tougher. Probably the toughest shot in the whole rack is going to be getting from the 8 back to the 9, but that's routine. This is actually a much easier setup than he had last rack, Steve.
Yes, and I doubt very much if Fong-Pang Chao will make another mistake. The trophy in the background there, the Victor Chandler 2000 trophy. And looks very much like Fong-Pang Chao's going to get his hands on that. $500 or $600 to fill that lot up? What do you reckon? What is the local drink in Chinese Taipei?
They'll be dancing on the street in Taipei. Little bit short on position on the 4. That's why you see him slump a little bit and walk slowly around the table. Would like to have been a little closer to that 5 ball. Wobbles it in. I think he's going to get it, Steve.
He's struggling a bit out there. I'm not absolutely sure why he should be. I suppose so far ahead he's lost a bit of direction in his own game, but he's been a great champion, I think, this week.
Have you found it difficult to finish your last game in big championships?
It's sometimes difficult to get over the winning line, but he's given himself so much breathing space. I don't think he's going to have too much of a problem. Twice across the table now, coming back to roughly where that chalk is on the top cushion.
This is the shot that could win the championship for Fong-Pang Chao. Looks good. It's right there. He's done it. Our world champion 2000, Fong-Pang Chao. The crowd acknowledges our champion. He's had a great tournament, undefeated in the round of 64, the final man standing.
So it's congratulations to Fong-Pang Chao. I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations in Chinese Taipei. And we hope that you've enjoyed this year's championships as much as we all have here in Cardiff. From all of us for now, it's goodbye.